Ashley just made her debut.
All right, let's cut that silly music off for sure. All right. Y'all see who we got with us there? John and Jessica, as always, and Scott, Dees, and Derrick Howard. We're glad to have them on here. What town y'all live in, Scott? What town do you live in exactly?
Totsy, Alabama, over on Highway 17. Over, yeah.
All right. For nobody that knows where in the hell Toxie is, you're going to have to give us a little bit more.
All right, we'll start with Tuscaloosa. We're about an hour and a half south of Tuscaloosa, an hour and a half north of Mobile. How about that?
Okay. There you go. See, now you got me.
Right on the Tombigbee River. We're on the west side of the Tombigbee River.
I can tell everybody where you work and what you do. We can go and get that out of the way because you do need to give a shout out to the school. So,
yeah, I'm career tech director at Coastal Alabama Community College, so I cover 12 campuses all the way from Thomasville to Gulf Shores. Travel a lot, talk to a lot of folks, if you know what I mean. So, but
I got a top-notch training facility because I've toured it, right, just the one in Thomasville. You know, you got some young kids that's unsure of going to college and thinking about doing a trade. Hey, I'd sign up and send my butt right on down there for sure because it is top-notch.
One of the big things is we have a Yamaha University down in Foley, Alabama. So we have folks that come. Right. I have 2 students that came all the way from Auburn, lived in a travel trailer, and got their Yamaha certification and went back towards Auburn over that way to work. So they get Mercury and Yamaha there. They can do it all in 1 year, you know.
That's good, man. That's a dime breed just as much as anything, man.
Yeah,
sure. Dime breed. I wish I knew how to work on them more. I just know how to change the oil and put gas in them, you know. So.
Shane, we still trying to figure out positive and negative, but
that's right. No, I got that. I know. Hey, hey, John put my plug on for my live scope, the power plug, and he goes, "Man, this green's the hot." And I was like, I can't remember if it's green or red. I got the wire switched up anyway. I was like, well, I'm gonna cross them wires back here. It's actually I ran 2 big stud power sources in front of my boat, and that's why I got them crossed up. So.
He got like that so nobody can steal it. What it is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, let's get. I guess we can get on into. What's that?
Derrick. We're gonna have to do a little. Derrick doesn't always like to talk on it.
Hey, Derrick, they just like talking to us, buddy. Just come on with it.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
It's not scripted at all.
I live over in Waynesboro, Mississippi, right on the Alabama-Mississippi line. And I work for a Hunt Crude Oil Supply. We got a refinery in Tuscaloosa, and I'm kind of on maintenance over the pipeline system all the way from Tuscaloosa to Mississippi over in Alabama.
Okay, good. Yeah, I had somebody used to work down at Hunt's. A lot of piping down there. Ain't that right?
Derrick, would you be considered a Wayne County hand?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
I just know a lot of them in the oil industry. They talk about the Wayne County in it, that area. You know.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them work offshore in that where.
Offshore, and that's kind of what I was joking about. But man, it's awesome to have y'all on here.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it. They're always tuned in, guys. They're always commenting. They support us. We support them. They fish the Alabama Crappie Trail. They won the championship this year, or y'all win it last year and this year. I can't even keep up with y'all.
They
It's
won
our
a
first
point.
year fishing.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's exactly right. That's the
And,
first year they decided they were going to load up and start tournament fishing, and they come at it, buddy.
Man, that cool. You seen y'all win Angler of the Year. You know, the consistency that y'all showed throughout the year, you know, was pretty cool. Scott, talk a little bit about y'all moving up. Y'all fished the amateur division last year, and y'all moving up this year to the, you know, the next level. Talk a little bit about that decision and what y'all, how your thought process went into that.
Yeah, we got started in the crappie trail. I mean, he throwed me under the bullet bus right here quick, didn't he? Yeah, we started, and we honestly probably wouldn't have even have fished if we wouldn't had Division II. You know, whenever you start fishing against the, you know, the Chappelle, you know, Shiloh and you know, all the guys like that, you know, it's kind of overwhelming. And our goal this year, if we can get top 5 in some tournaments, we're gonna be happy. We're going to give it our best, you know. If I can keep bologna sandwiches and water handed to Derrick and keep his head down, we'll get after it. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly right.
But we just want to give a lot of credit to y'all, to you know, this program, listening to folks, talking to folks, anybody that wants to fish the trail, the Alabama Crappie Trail. There's some great guys on there. They help us. They talk to us. Give pointers to us, things of that nature. I know we were fishing different division, things of that nature, but it was a lot of help, a lot of great guys on that trail and ladies on that trail. And but it was fun. It really was. But we are planning on moving up. Just some sponsors that we've got. We're gonna move on up to Division I, I guess you'd call it, and try it. We're gonna try to do our best to get in that top 5 and try to make John proud every week.
That's right. That's right. Well, y'all done so well this whole year, and then y'all qualify for the national championship, and you can go into that story because I know you had all kind of adventures out there, so we really want to hear about that because a lot of people don't understand. You know, I forget how many boats was in it. You can tell us all the details of that and tell us, you know, y'all had a great day one. You can go into kind of that, and then what happened the following couple of days and the circumstances and everything that happens when you get in those big tournaments. So,
but before they get into that, though, there was several tournaments this year. They would have been up there in the top.
Oh yeah, they would have won either division. Yes, of course.
Yeah, I mean they had some really good bags, you know, fishing in Division II. So I mean, I'm excited for y'all. But
y'all won the one here, didn't you? Didn't you win the Millis Ferry? Y'all won the Millis Ferry tournament here, didn't right? That's what I thought. Yeah, I'm right here on the.
Yeah. One of the big things, you know, listen to y'all, listen to Crappie Connection. I listen to that. You know.
Oh yeah, I watch it also.
Before me and Derrick both, before we go to a lake, I mean, we'd hit YouTube. I'm gonna be honest with you and try to watch different things, see what people were doing. Listening to John talk about, you know, Google and, you know, different maps and different things and navionics and all that kind of stuff. That really helped us try to learn lakes. And I'll be honest, we were tree toppers from the get-go.
Right down there where y'all fish, that's a common thing, you know.
Yeah, no open water down here. We got with a guy and went with him. He took us a few hours and showed us some things, and just kind of stood there and watched him and was in amazement that that's actually crappie right there.
That's a lot of fish that you don't get. That's exactly right.
And he just started throwing fish up in the boat, and I was like, good gracious. And our next tournament, I can't remember which tournament. I think it was. We went to Pickwick and didn't even look for a treetop. Now, look, I'm old. I really like a cork. You know, I love a cork in a minute. And but Derrick don't let me do that anymore. So, but we found some roaming fish, and it was just amazing to me to go back and look at the map, and you follow this fish for 15 minutes around and around and around, and finally get her to bite. And that was amazing to me. It really was.
Yeah, that opens up a whole different world. That opens up so much fishing. I mean, like you said. I mean, and then you get really honed in. Like you're searching, you're trying to put it on the nose of that one fish. So you're getting tuned in big time with all your, electronics. So
yeah,
I remember when y'all come around and done that. And y'all took off after that, buddy.
Yeah, and that was just good folks helping us. I highly recommend. It's like people around here. I tell them quick, you need to get in a boat with Derrick or Shane or Mr. Overstreet or some of them, and just go watch them. And it ain't about catching the fish. It's learning how to catch a fish. And then you can go do it yourself. But
that's exactly right.
So, but and then we fished, the Delta series with Dippy. We fished those. We did miss one of them because we was fishing the Alabama Trail, but we fished them. And Jessica, you'll know this. We they don't appreciate us much until we're not there, and then they really appreciate us in the back of the boat. But because I was coming back from a mission trip on one of mine and wasn't going to be able to get in the boat till like 10 o'clock. And when I got to the landing, I got off the plane in Pensacola, drove straight to the landing, jumped in the boat, and Derrick said, "Get those fish under control back there." He had fish floating everywhere. There was foam there. It was pouring foam at the top, and it was just like, "I ain't never fishing without you again." I said, "Now, don't you appreciate me?" So
that's a big deal. I mean, that is a big deal. Is the guy in the front of the boat, and whoever's hot, whoever's catching. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
For sure. So y'all, I know you won the Miller's Ferry tournament. Then I guess y'all just fished the national championship. When was that? That was just the 1st of September, right?
Yeah, we actually drove out, and that was the first time I ever fished 6 days in a row. And we actually took the weekend off after that. We're not as good as John on all those days in a row, if you know what I mean. So we actually left on Labor Day morning about 4 o'clock, drove straight out and hit the water. Looked at all the telephone poles that's standing up out there. You're trying to keep from running over something, if you know what I'm saying. And had done a lot of homework. I mean, I had a notebook. We had notes, and we were trying to look, and we found some fish. I mean, some good fish. And we fished hard for a couple of days. And the way we got the boat set up, we run 2 live scan.
Tell everybody that setup. That is it. I like that setup. Tell everybody what you got.
So Derrick has one on the trolling motor. We have a 34 on the trolling motor, and then I have a live scanner over on attached to the trolling motor, but it's on. If you look it up online, it's a live scanner with a foot controller. So I actually look out 60. So I look out 60 to 70 feet on mine. When I'm scanning, and on my live scanner, I can tap 2 buttons. It'll sit there and do 180 back and forth while we're moving and just looking for, fish. And then when I see it, I'll just say Derrick right there, and Derrick will go over there to the fish, or, however we're doing it. We're looking for structure or whatever. So, but on Monday, it died on me. It just died. And of course, I brought, Derrick picks on me because I'm like a Boy Scout. I got everything in the boat from meters to, I broke the fluke out and I started checking stuff. But I called Live Scanner and I told them, hey, I'm sitting in the middle of the lake at National Championship. And they said, well, have you one tomorrow? So they shipped me one out, and I just shipped both of them back to them last week. So they're going to fix and send it back to me. Great customer service. If you ever need something like that, a Live Scanner, it works really, really well.
So you're running 2 screens also in right?
Yeah, we do. Derrick bought him a 16, and so I had to go. I finally got me a deal on a 16. So we both run 16-inch monitors up front. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, that's a way to cover some water right there. I mean,
yeah.
Because like you said, you're out 70 feet and Derrick's dialed in 40, 50, and
that's right.
You're bird dogging for him basically. So.
Yep, and don't of course during the tournament I don't mess with fish unless Derrick can find them in a treetop, and then he'll let me drop them in there. You know what I He'll give me permission every once in a while. We were at some tournament. The last one, we were on the Delta Trail. We found a treetop. It was full of them, and just started having to. He wanted me to get all the little ones out of the way, is what it was, and just keep them back there in the back, So, but yeah, we got there to Louisiana, and we found some good fish and
spooky fish.
They were spooky.
Hey,
and
I was about to say that. Explain to people how spooky those fish are. The smallest little thing. Just explain those lake dark bonefish. Just explain how spooky they are.
I mean, you see them way out there. You try to ease up there just as easy as you could, and you touch that trolling motor and it was just gone like that, just a flash.
And I think even the boat was scaring them because we got some that we let the wind blow us and not touch anything and stand still and not, and you get close and they're gone, And
I mean, even the ones that got their nose up beside a piece of pole. I mean, like when we first went out there and fished the national championship several years ago, we were using like paddles on our poles. We'd let them down to slow the boat down. And if that paddle came down a little hot and it splashed wrong, that fish would be, it'd be like 60, 70 feet away and it splashed and pew, gone.
Yep.
It was crazy.
But the thing about that place is there's a tournament there almost when the weather allows, there's a tournament there almost every weekend. So those fish are tuned in to everything around them, but you got to admit there's more fish there than anywhere you ever want to go.
Yeah. If you wanted to go fun fish, you could have a ball right there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just. But we found good fish. We did. My mess up on the planning, he calls me the planner, I guess you could say, is I didn't take into consideration northeast wind. And where we were at was in Stowe Creek. And that northeast, first day we did come to the night before, Mr. Les, you have to help me with that name, John.
Stan Steifer.
Yeah. He, met him, we talked mission trip stuff. We were just
he's a good dude,
a lot of stuff, fish. And so anyway, Mr. Les said, if you can bring average 7 pounds to scales, you'll be there on Friday, on championship Saturday. So that was our goal going over there. We wanted to make top 30. I mean, we've told John that many times. We get top 30, we're going to be tickled, because we were country boy come to town kind of mentality, and so we found a lot of good fish that first day. We got on them and stayed on them all day. Ended up with I think it was a 249, 239 first day. And we ended up weighing in 877, which was number 4 on the list, top 4. And everybody started looking at us, started pointing at us, and the pressure got to us. I'm going to be honest with you. There were a lot of people talking to us.
That's a lot of pressure, man. How many boats was in this thing, Scott?
76.
76, I think it was. So
all people from all around the country, so.
Yeah. So, anyway, it was the most miserable 2 days of fishing and the rain. Everything in the boat was wet. You name it. I mean, we got some good gear, but it was just miserable. Your hands were just rotten feeling, it was just, you'd been in the swimming the tub too long, and
you had a lot of wind, a lot of waves. What all did you have going on, Scott?
Had a lot of wind, had a lot of waves. It just kept beating us, Thank goodness. I was talking to Mr. Chad with power breaks after, I think we went through 7 or 8 bolts, sheer bolts, it was just beating us to death. We just couldn't stay on them. We couldn't. So we ended up going down to 6. I think we weighed in the second day, 675. So that bumped us down to top 19. So we made the cut. And we were excited, but we were kind of disheartened too because we were at 4. Now we're at 19. So
I understand.
So we had a game plan going into day 3, and
they wouldn't bite.
In day 3, though, we made it to the landing and got the spotlights out, and it was probably 1-footers breaking coming up on the landing, and Derrick was like, Scott, we can't fish this. We just can't do it. So we left there, changed plans, took off south to the spillway, and it beat us to death up there for a while, and finally we said, darn it, we just going back north. So we just took off, and it was one of them situations, John, whenever you look up and there's a boat looking at you and you can tell in their face that something's wrong. And I look over at Derrick and I say, Derrick, are you in the channel? He said, oh, crap. And he just sat it down real quick. And we look back and there's stumps sticking up everywhere. We have done lost the channel. He missed the curve. And them guys just laughing at us.
I know exactly where you were out on that lake. You got 2 where they cross right there.
Yes, heading north from the sea.
I just get out the big motor right there and just start idling. I mean, because that place is nasty. Now, y'all, I want to set the stage. So Jessica and I did the exact same thing. We had never fished a national tournament, just like Scott and Derrick. We left the Alabama Trail, and we're striking out the national championship. We get there, and it's on the same lake, Lake Narbonne. We'd never been on a lake that's that nasty, and that you got to stay in the channel or you're wrecking your boat. And they did the same thing, and y'all can attest to this. You're not ready for that stage or that many boats or going to, the night before and all those anglers being there, people that you've seen fish stuff all year, on the national stage, and you get there and you're like, oh crap, this is big, this is kind of eye-opening, you know what I mean? And it kind of takes you a minute, to get used, I don't think you really get used to it, but the first time you do it, it's kind of an eye-opening experience, but it's definitely a good experience, and we were so proud of y'all how well y'all.
Oh yeah, we was rooting for y'all. That top 4 done me. I was fine. Whether it ever happened, I hate all that weather. But you cannot set yourself up for that unless you experience it. You cannot practice for that crappy weather. You cannot. You can't practice for that wind. No boat control without that wind. A lot of people just pack up and go home instead of, hey man, I'm gonna try to grind it out and see what I can do. You run into a tournament like that, you're gonna have to do it. You're invested then. You come in fourth, and, you just are.
Derrick, tell us a little about what you were doing to catch a fish on the first day when you did. Y'all had that good sack. What were you, pole wise? I know if Amos would have let y'all use that prototype, it probably would have helped y'all a lot. I mean, I ain't gonna say nothing about that. Amos is on here.
Yeah. Look. But don't blame it on the 16-footer. Look.
But it helped out a lot. The first day I was using the 14-footer with the extendable midsection with that extra foot. But a lot of our fish I dropped on them with a 1/2-ounce tungsten ATX weight and 30-second jig, and then sometimes I go back to a minnow. I chase them with that jig for a little while, and then Scott be standing behind me. I say, all right, give me a minnow. He'd give me a minnow pole, and I'd go down and I'd catch them like that too. And then
you thread the minnow or just hook him through the lips? How you doing your minnow, Scott?
I just hook him through the lip.
Okay.
Right through the lips, and then some of them, if they slow down a little bit, I could cast to them. But when that wind got high, I didn't like it like that. So mainly was long poling.
I got you. So you caught the 239. What'd you catch it on, minnow or your 32nd?
I caught 239 on the minnow.
Oh, there you go.
I chased her for 12 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
12 minutes.
So she just steady pulling away from you, huh?
Steady going away, and finally she slow up, and finally I get it in front of her, and she nosed up on it 3 times. The 3rd time she ate it. And I was when she went in the net, I was pumped. So it was.
So that's a big white crappie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So
but on the last day at 11 o'clock, we had 0 fish in the box. And Derrick I'm the negative one, okay? But Derrick looked at me and said, Scott, I'm not walking across that stage if we don't have a fish. We're going back to Alabama.
You told me this.
So it was like, he's like, Scott, just find somewhere with no wind. I'm tired of this wind. We can't do it. And so I looked and took the map out and started looking. I said, let's go under that bridge over there and get away from the wind. We got over there and that sun popped out and fish started just appearing out of the mud, just started popping up, and we caught 11:30. We caught
first fish.
6.75 again on the third day. We caught them in an hour and a half, so it was nerve-wracking, but we did get the way in.
Hey, I know it was rough. Mitch is in the comments right here talking about he had to jump up and down his boat just to pull it out. It was so full of water. I mean, y'all must have had a heck of a rain, buddy.
Mm-hmm. You had to leave your bilge on, just letting it pump.
That's crazy.
So,
y'all caught that storm.
Amos did let me use the prototype on the last day, the 16-footer.
Who's got it now? Who's got it now, Derrick?
It went back.
They come and got it from us.
Oh.
He come got it, huh?
Yeah.
That's funny. So y'all are sponsored by ATX, right?
We are.
That's what I thought. I know y'all use a lot of Kyle
ATX,
stuff.
ATX and Outlaw Crappie.
Gotcha. I just want to think about it while I was sitting here when we forgot, because you always want to thank them people for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, from the Outlaw Crappie Pole family, we have been tickled and happy to have y'all. I mean, since y'all started being on the pro staff with us, it's been great. Y'all catching fish all the time, and it's I think it's a pretty good group of people that are on it. Y'all see in the pro staff section, everybody's supportive of each other, and it's a lot of good folks. Amos and Livingston and John Payne, they're good to their guys. Y'all seen it since y'all been on.
That's right.
Yeah. What casting rod you using, Derrick? What casting rod you casting?
The 8-foot 2 Outlaw. I got 3 of them on the deck at all times.
I got you. So what you got, an 8th, a 32nd, a 16th tied on them? What you got tied on them through rod?
I got a 16th tungsten head ATX, a 32nd tungsten head, then one of my hair jigs I tie.
I got you.
Y'all talk about that Scott's son and
yeah,
they tie jigs. I mean,
that's
Cody
right.
Mack, Cody Mack, he done got a girlfriend. I don't know if he's still.
That football, he just tied up.
Shut the jig tying down, but I think y'all talk about the jig company and tying the jig.
Yeah.
Well, I got a little Slab Hunter jigs. That's the name of it. I do it at the house. I got a little setup, everything, and we got some business cards too. We got a Facebook page if you want to go on there and like it, follow us, and then we
What's
got
a Slab Hunter?
Slab Hunter jigs.
Slab Hunter jigs.
Okay, I'll type it in here right here.
Then we also got a Facebook page, Choctaw Slab Hunters. That's usually where I post when I take people on guides and stuff, and all the fish we catch and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? Choctaw what?
Slab Hunters.
That's what I thought. I'll punch it in here. They can look it up. There you go.
We were down at the kids tournament at Dippy's kids tournament, and they give me some of the Slab Hunter jig, and I used one of them, caught a bunch of fish on it, and I was just messing with Cody Mack, and I said, man, that one fell apart, and Derrick told me it was one you tied that fell apart. I mean, it didn't, but he just kind of hung his head a little bit. I said, I'm just messing with you, buddy.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. That was a great experience. They don't do nothing but teach you stuff, man. You learn, you get confidence in stuff. I'm going to go into some details about my trip this weekend. Man, I told John, I've been up and down this Alabama River right here and getting my butt kicked. I ain't going to lie to y'all. and catching a few fish, one fish here and there. And I went in the back of a creek, and it was so full of those. I guess they're spotted gars. I guess that's what they are. They're just like the one Joanne got mounted here. There's hundreds of them in there, up there nipping at shad. And I'm up there looking at all that. I said, man, what are all these shad? You know, all these gar in here. And I looked in a V of a tree, and I seen a dime sitting there. I said, 2 dimes. I said, whoa, hold on now. I recognize that. And I threw over the gar and caught a 180 whitefish. I was like, hey, hold on. And they're literally sitting under there letting those gar bust those shad up, and the fish are sitting under. Craziest stuff I've ever seen. I mean, I caught several big ones, and I said I've never ran into that where, you know, I've caught gar and bass around weeds, you know, stuff like that, but never ran into anything like that. I was throwing a 30-second. The 30-second, I believe, I was telling John, I believe they ate it better because they thought it was something the gar done swatted at or hurt, you know, and they just come up there and attack it, you know, in that scenario. But I want to share that with everybody. You see some gars like that, hey, don't be scared to be fishing around them, because I'm telling you, I've been fishing them the last couple of trips. I can share the picture of the no, that's it. That's it right there. The first trip right there. All them good whitefish come out from under gar. Every single one of them. A little 30-second, little limits tackle, a little bait. And I was throwing a weedless head where I could hold it down in that timber, but crazy. I mean, crazy. I'm learning stuff all the time. As much time as I get on the water. That was the craziest scenario I've ever ran into. Crazy. But, you know, I was telling John, I said, man, you're always learning and seeing all this crazy stuff and the way nature, I guess, helping each other. You know, I'm sure now them little crappie didn't hang around them gar now. Them little turds, they stayed away from them, but the better fish were there in them. So I thought I'd share that with everybody. It's crazy.
We thinking about everybody's, you know, is in the path of the storm. I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah, we need to bring that up for sure. Neil and Ashley's up here from Panama City, and Tommy went to Dothan because he's over in Live Oak. He's on the other side of the hurricane, and I think it's beating up on the coast as we speak right now. So
I talked to Byron Wise earlier. He said he was going to ride it out there on Seminole. I mean, we just, you know, that it kept leaking to the east, you know, which moved it, you know, more toward Tallahassee, actually to the east side of Tallahassee, or, you know, more southeast of Tallahassee. So, but it got rough before it hit, or, you know, as it's hitting. So we just want to think about those guys or people.
Yeah, man. I hope nobody, you know, you can replace material stuff, man, but hey, don't get out there and, you know, can't replace people at all. Anything, they're just, you know. Yeah, that's Ashley just posted. It's supposed to hit Perry and Live Oak. Tommy's been down there. He's been living in Live Oak for 2 years. This is the 4th one that's come through there.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy, man. I hope it doesn't mess anything up there. You never know with these things. I think it's a Category 4 when it hit. That's some dangerous stuff. But, hey, what's going to be crazy, guys, is on the positive end for us is all that rain that's going to come from North Alabama. It's going to flush the Tom Bigby and all them weeds and everything out of here because they're going to get some rain up north above us. So that will flush all that stagnant water out. I think I don't know how much rain they're supposed to get in North Alabama, a good bit.
But around here locally, we have been doing pretty good on the fish.
Oh yeah.
I took Dr. Knight, Tommy Knight. He's a veterinarian down around Pensacola, Cantonment area, and he's also a taxidermist. He mounted. He did me a replica mount of that 311 black crappie I caught. I got it from him. I took him Tuesday, and we had 60 fish by a little before 10 a.m. And so it was one
beat on them. Oh yeah, y'all beat on them.
Yeah.
Derrick had a good trip. When was that, Derrick? You had a good trip too.
It was a week and a half ago, I think.
Yeah. Then the water shot up on you. Scott was telling me you caught some, and then the water shot up on you.
it was rising. It was like I got there that morning like 6 o'clock and the bottom fell out. So we didn't put the boat in to 8:30. Went down the river, stopped on 3 spots, and we kept 47 with the water rising, muddy, and we was back on the trailer from 9:30 to about 2 o'clock.
That's pretty strong. A lot of good blackfish too. I seen you lay them out. John, you've been catching mostly whitefish, haven't you? Or a mixture?
A little bit of a mix. I'm glad that, our fish.
Our water has been clear.
Yeah, for us.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Like you can see down what
5 feet. Tell them what our fish do when they get a little bit of visibility. I mean, just. Yeah. It's like. Yeah, you get the glass.
That's funny. I need a video. I'm gonna cut that out of this video. That
I ain't having it.
Yeah, you giving glasses to a blind man. I mean, because normally
it's stained big time. Yes.
I mean, I send pictures all the time. It's like peanut butter out there, and which it helps you with your cast, and you got to be precise. But buddy, when they get that visibility, they are like, nah. I'll take a different flavor. Send something else down.
Yeah, that's the way that.
I'm always the guy that's like, I'm not worried about color. I'm like worried about presentation. I get the fish to follow. I'm gonna do everything right. I'm gonna catch a fish. But that might be some of the reasons why I'm like that. Is because I'm used to fishing this muddier water.
It's true. Well, the creek I was catching those fish in, it was stained Saturday. Sunday it got a little clearer. And it changed a little bit, slowed it down. The fish were moving a lot more. They wasn't just stalled out on some timber or sitting underneath those. But there's a lot of factors there. There's just so many factors that can. It just grows every time I make a trip. It seems like to me.
Shane, I guess we need to go ahead and discuss the arguments and activities that I'm having in the front of my boat.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
All right, Shane.
Yeah, go ahead. That done created a little monster named Creek. So let's just talk about that. Look, I can share a little bit, and then John can emphasize on it. John and Jessica's been fishing, and Creek would just kind of play on his iPad and do his thing. And then John and Jessica carried 2 little kids down there for that dipping tournament, and Creek was with them. And those kids lit up like a Christmas tree. And Creek kind of realized that that's his parents doing that to them kids. And he's like, hang on just a second. Hold on. This is my parents lighting these kids up. And they want me to take turns and fire Creek up. And that's it. That's a monster. Y'all go and finish up what I'm talking about. Because
well, but the argument I'm talking about is who's sitting in the seat. So what I might end up doing is doing like Cagle does when he's got 2 clients in the seat. I'm just going to run it with a remote control, run the trolling motor with a remote control, and just let both of them sit in the seat.
That's a good idea.
I said,
Yeah.
I don't fish.
I see Creek, he's on point. He slid in front of that seat. He's barely on that seat, but he's on point, son.
Jessica's got all these ideas how to slide the seat to the side, to put him in the middle. Go ahead, elaborate on all your ideas. Go ahead.
So I can slide my seat way far right
Mm-hmm.
to the gunnel, and then put Creek in the middle, and we can all 3 cast. Because if you're behind Creek trying to
Creek's done got to where he's shooting jigs. Heck, I'm telling you, monster. He's a monster.
Let me hold on.
He had gotten out of the shower earlier when we first came on here, and his hair was wet. I was like, "Hey, he wants to come in here and talk about it." But,
I'm telling you, it's like a switch flip though.
It did,
and it fired me up because I'm like, look, Creek he's on fire about this stuff,
Yeah.
He's knocking Jessica out of the damn burn way, trying to get up there on the fish.
I think she's trying to get the wet hair pulled back and get him stage ready. Here he comes.
Oh, there he is. The Creek, the little monster right there, the crappie monster himself.
And he's taking her seat already.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, he's fired up. He's been catching a bunch of fish.
You want to talk loud and tell them about fishing?
Okay,
About fishing lately. How you been doing?
I did okay. One time I caught the biggest one out of everyone.
I know. I've seen that several times. That's good for you, Creek. That's awesome, dude.
Who gets the chair?
Me.
That is good stuff. I'm telling you. Hey, I'm telling you. This is. When was that tournament? In August?
Oh, I know.
The Dippy tournament
When was that Dippy tournament?
in August, yeah.
And that ain't been long ago. And look. I mean, just woof.
The last time we went, who caught the most? No, I'm talking about between you and Mama. I mean, not me. Don't put me in it. Between you and Mama. No, not between. I'm not in it. There you go.
Yeah, Creek made the video to Eric Cagle with the head nod. I remember that. You remember that, Creek?
I like that.
EC.
I like that video. Yes, I remember that.
It's like, dude, he had some of his friends. He had some friends at school ask him about being on live. You know, there's something about going live on Facebook. We had never done it before, but we've had 2 successful ventures with it. We caught fish as soon as we turned it on. But Creek, he just goes to whooping on them.
First cast.
Yeah.
On live.
Yeah, about a 16-inch white, 15-inch.
Yeah, I seen that.
Whitefish, you know, and then he catches another one. Then he about hooks something else. Boys, y'all don't understand.
Oh man, that's good stuff, Creek, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, man. You'll be giving tips here for long. Line this up. Tell us what lures and everything else you've been doing. So
tell them what your favorite jig is, Creek.
Monkey milk.
No. Oh goodness. Oh, imagine that. That's funny. I don't even ask John what color he throws. I mean, now I don't even ask Creek.
I will say the water was clear Saturday. I had a little green and something jig, and then John's like,
A bluegrass.
he's like, you got to swap. And I swapped the monkey milk, and it did help.
I kept telling her, I said, look, I'm throwing monkey milk, and you're like consistently won't stay with that bluegrass. And she's like, all right, I'll change. And she changes, and then, man, I'm just saying all around, if you got to have a go-to, that monkey milk's a jam.
Yeah, I threw it today. I mean, let's get real about it. I've been throwing that chartreuse monkey milk, that little bit of chartreuse in it, a lot. In Florida, I've been throwing it here the last couple trips. You know, it's hard not to throw it. So
I agree with Miss Jessica, though. I really believe, as good an engineer and designer that John is, he ought to be able to put 3 seats on the front of that Ranger.
Yeah.
I really think.
I don't know why he don't buy one of the Millennium benches and mount it up there. That Millennium bench,
it'll
3-seater.
I think he can do it.
Oh,
Your seat.
they're gonna get him a barber chair where he can set up over the back of him. You know.
Yep.
Hey, I'm real honest, bro. I don't hate. There's nothing more fun than 3 people that can cast, and you're on a brush pile of fish or a stump full of fish, and you're just beating on them. There's nothing more fun than you can imagine. I don't care. Yeah, I'll turn in the creek in about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
If there's 3 fish start flipping in that boat, and somebody and the dip net gets out, and you're beating on them, I will turn in the creek in a heartbeat. I promise you.
I've mentioned this before though, with a kid, that silky line, Cast King Silky. A kid can cast that line further, and like Dr. Knight was on the boat with me this week, and sometimes he doesn't cast as far as I do, or shoot the jig, or throw it as far as I do, because I like I'll start off, I'm 40 something feet away from those brush piles. I don't want, especially when that water's clear, so I'll that Cast King Silky line, it casts further.
I mean, you told me I got to order me some because I've been using Cast King a long time. And
yeah, but that silky throws further. It's easier for a kid.
There you go. I need it then. I mean, because, hey, this 34, guys, I'm just now getting tuned into it. I'm talking about out there 60 feet. I can see them really well. and I'm already starting to wind at them. If I can get them to move.
25, 15, I'm casting 40.
Yeah.
Hey, she got one. Woof. She got one.
And she'll throw outside the thing. I know it's lined up. I'm like, real. No, I mean real fast. She'll get it in the screen and then.
Hey man, I need to look that up. Did you order yours on Amazon? That Cast King?
Yeah,
Silky?
you can get it on there.
It's 6 pound silky, right?
Yeah, silky is the biggest thing. I was saying slick before, but silky is it.
I understand. I got the Color Guard Cast King, guys. We're not sponsoring mine, but the Color Guard's a little more. It's not near as cast as well. I'll be honest with you. I've got some on one of my reels. It really doesn't impress me at all. I need some better stuff like that, especially throwing a 32nd on them Florida fish, because they love that thing to stall out on top of them. So,
yeah, that silky will make a difference for sure. I've got that pole marked. I can normally see it, but I put a C on the rod handle, so I know I give it to him every time.
Gotcha. Hey, that's a good tip for kids, guys. Or somebody that's not as good as shooting at the, loading that rod up, to get it out there. Somebody that's always casting short, stuff like that.
I've got to think, shooting docks, it would help too, because it's probably going to come off that once you want to skip it up under there, it's going to come off that reel easy.
Okay. So they make some good stuff. You use their reels already, so you might as well, their line.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. What kind of line and stuff y'all using, Scott?
We use
What's
that.
that, Jess?
I use 8 pound.
I was asking where Scott and Derrick any good at shooting docks.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
No.
I did it, but it ain't my thing.
Me neither. It ain't my thing either. So
I'm a lot of deep.
oh goodness. So you're using 8 pound what, Derrick?
We use the 8 pound slime line.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I know some people that use it.
That's what I always use. I like it, and I mean,
I know people that use it a lot. Yes, I do.
What was that heavy stuff you were
and then on my long poles, I use 12 pound trolling big game.
Okay. Well, hey, I bass fished for that stuff forever when I was growing up because I was a backlashing fool. You hear me? I bought spools of that stuff.
Oh,
Hey, John, that silky, is that the 6.5 pound?
it'll say 8 on the thing. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there.
There it is.
That's some good stuff.
Yeah, that I got to get me some. I mean, I've totally forgot about it. Now John's been talking about it. I've been throwing that stuff for years.
Now, hey Scott, I'll be cheap sometimes. I'll get like some cheap mono for my backing, and I'll start on my reel and put some cheap mono on there for backing, and then come over the top of it and fill it with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Tie that, that A knot or that, the combo.
Unionot, yeah.
Uni, and
Uni, yeah.
and that's how I tie it together. And whenever I get where I can see that where I put that uni in there, I'll put it back on there again. But
Yeah, you can buy a 327-yard spool. That's probably what they sell that in. A 320, about 100 something.
You'll fade that line out before you go through it, because with that braid, you just don't use as much of it.
Right.
Not with Derrick. You're gonna change it. You're gonna change everything in the boat every tournament.
I heard about it. He's got the Bassmaster mentality.
I have to have that braid. I mean, I'm all about retying all your knots, but
I will say this, Derrick. If I use like in Florida, those fish they pull like a freight train, and they're bad about swallowing baits in the back of their throat. And if you really have to tie, I mean, seriously, even with braid, you have to watch it. When you start getting 20, 30 fish, it'll start wearing on that braid, because you don't want to lose that big, pound and a half, 2 pounder when you're out there playing around. I mean, that's a picture fish, but I have to retie for sure.
I do have to say one thing. I need to go on and clarify. John knows it, and I think Shane. Second day, we're struggling, and Derrick hollers net and I come around with the net, and everybody, yeah, everybody knows that whenever you're working as a team like that, it's usually he's in the same spot every time when he brings a fish up.
Right.
For some reason, it wasn't there. And I knocked about a 2.5 pounder off of the hook. Look at Jessica laying, just hubcapped on top of the water, and I knock it off, and it just floats and just goes right back up on.
Oh, man, I remember you saying that.
I get so sick that I have to sit down. I really wanted to puke. I'm going to be honest with you. It was just, we both had to just stop for a few minutes. It was bad.
That's
the. I could hear Derrick's pocket knife in his pocket jumping, trying to get out.
It was
that was the second day when y'all had 675. You said.
Yeah, we'd had over 7.5.
What was it you said one time? I hollered net, and she's like, I said, were you for real? And I was like, I don't say net.
No.
Well, me and Derrick have fished 2 tournament trails now, and Derrick always says net. For some reason, I don't know if the spirit got in him or something, he started saying other things all of a sudden the second day. It was, I don't know. It was just, he would just, and he would just lose it. It was no net, and we had to have a stop. We had to stop the game and say, all right, now, whoa, I'm confused here.
Oh, that's funny. Oh.
But yeah. But we did so well the first day. We actually went under the bridge and ate a bologna sandwich the first day. Kind of relaxed, if you know what I mean. The second and third day, we didn't get to eat.
Well, let's just be honest about this. Say the wind's the same as it was the first day, it'd probably been different.
Oh, it'd have been a different story. Y'all went out there and punched them, and you just, and then I'll be honest with you, September is usually not the month for that stuff to happen. It's usually dead still, hot. That's crazy. You got that storm in the other,
Turn right out the north.
The first 3 days of just pre-fishing, it was slick as glass.
Oh, sure. I remember that. It was hot. I remember.
Well, and we only stayed, I'm telling you, about a 100-yard stretch. We go up to go back down, and it was just, they was there.
And y'all didn't have a lot of traffic around y'all either, right?
No.
I remember y'all saying that. There was not a boat within several long. That's crazy.
But our roommates, they showed out the second. Kevin and Jessica Hicks, they showed out the second day and jumped up there.
I do remember that.
And so that.
Well,
and we did eat good all week.
There you go. Y'all ate some crappie dip. I seen you made some crappie dip while you was out there because you sent me the picture. I remember that.
Well, I knew that Fields and Riser were going to do well. That they live there. You know what I'm saying?
They're hammers too. So
and they've won a national championship there before. So, and I kind of told you, I said, them boys are going to be tough to beat. They know the hidey holes to tuck out of and whatever wind it is.
Yeah, that's right. They've got a lot of history with that place. So,
Chris,
which one lives on the lake right there?
Chris
Field does. That's right.
We had them on. We probably
that's right. I remember.
We need to do that again, Shane.
We need to get them. We're gonna have Chad and Dadgummit just dropped his name, and I just talked to him. The Power Breaks guy is gonna be on here next Thursday.
Yeah.
That's right. Zeke and Chad are gonna be on here next week. So hey, they're gonna be talking about these Power Breaks. They got some new stuff coming. That'll be great. So look at old Adam Acker. He said he caught 37 on the Tom Bigby today. I'm sure he was down in Demopolis or maybe. So hey, I'm glad. I like to see people catch them. So go ahead. What you saying, John?
We're gonna go do a little trip next week and
Ross Barnett.
Yeah, Ross.
That's right. You did tell me this. I seen where they've been catching some big ones over there.
Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and it got canceled today.
Oh.
So we're already going to go there, Pensacola, then Ross Barnett, and then go to a concert on Friday night.
Well, whose concert, John? You never told me.
She's so excited.
Sturgill
Simpson. Good for y'all. Oh, yeah. That's
She might leave me after the concert.
Hey, Sturgill's good for sure.
You
What
don't
about
get
you?
that third seat.
What's y'all's
Hey,
what's your plans, Scott and Derrick? When y'all fishing next? What's going on? I mean, just fun fishing. It ain't gotta be. I know no tournaments coming up. I know. So
It'd probably be the weekend. Probably one day this weekend.
I need to get y'all to go to Florida with me. Let me show you something.
We actually looking at
seminar.
fishing that down there. The Crappie Masters schedule came out this week.
I'll see you in
And-
January. Hey, I'll be sure. I'll be glad to show you around a little bit anyway.
We're thinking about possibly doing a couple of those. You know, we
You,
definitely want to qualify. We want to go to Lake Eufaula next year. That's our goal
Yeah,
for the whole
Oklahoma,
year
okay.
is to go make it to Lake Eufaula. So
Okay.
our next turn, Alabama Crappie Trail starts the 16th of November.
Who's that right there? There's the boss right there.
No fishing this weekend.
Ooh, ooh. You can't make this up right there. Kaboom, right there. Wow.
That's so good. Dees, you got you.
You cannot mess that up. I mean, you cannot make this up. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, we laughing with you, Derrick, because I can't. I mean, we've all been there.
He missed something. He had to go see Backstreet Boys a while back.
I remember that.
Yep, sure did.
Oh,
With his
Backstreet
bedazzled, bedazzled pants on.
Yeah.
I remember this. Y'all.
Oh my God.
Oh man, that was a great ending right there. We're almost done with this show, and my belly's hurting now. Oh man, that's funny. You can't make that up. Thank you, Allison. I needed that big time. I mean, that was just like bam, 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 bam. Oh goodness, that is good stuff, man. Man, I appreciate all y'all coming on, guys. We got to get y'all back on again. We're gonna have to get you back on again, and maybe we can go down. We can all do this on one of these CrappieKast camps together. We can go live and get out there. This fellowship of this stuff is awesome. People don't understand. I met you guys. I met John and Jessica through this stuff. This little silly fish called a crappie. I've met so many good people because of that silly little fish. The job I have now because of that silly little fish. I promise you, a lot of good people, and I appreciate the good Lord for it. But we need to do it again. And hey, keep sharing tips and stories and all that stuff. I don't know what
John's lost at something.
Chad.
Oh, John gets caught up in the comments. I hadn't caught it, but hey, man, appreciate Scott and Derrick coming on here. Y'all got to come back on here again for sure. Thank y'all for sharing your championship, the championship experience you guys had, catching the fish, the stuff you use. I posted the slab hunters and Choctaw. What'd you say it was, Derrick? Choctaw
Slab hunter.
Slab hunters. I posted it on here, guys. Y'all follow those pages, please. We support people that support us. They post a lot of pictures on there, guys, and you can kind of keep up with the general area they're fishing. They catch a lot of fish. A lot people don't understand. If somebody posts a lot of fishing pictures, you better pay attention to them because they're doing something right. It's not just tricking some fish one day. So appreciate y'all coming on, sharing all y'all stuff. Y'all hang out after the show, please, when I end this thing, because we'll continue this conversation because we're gonna be laughing about that for sure. So, oh man, when you leaving for your trip? Y'all leaving Tuesday, John and Jessica? Wednesday, okay. Y'all be careful, please. Thank y'all for tuning in to CrappieKast Live, man. We always have fun. That's what this stuff is about. We continue to have a lot more fun. And y'all catch any fish, send them in. Got any tips or anything. So appreciate all y'all. Appreciate Allison for that laugh, man. I'll owe her for dinner for that because my stomach's hurting right now. I'm telling you. I mean, I'm trying to keep from laughing right now. But we'll see y'all next week live. Hey, I'm hopefully, good Lord willing, if weather stays stable, I'm gonna get to go fishing this weekend. And y'all catch any Derrick and Scott play, send them to me, man. I know Derrick's not fishing with Scott. You tell me. You send me some, Scott, if you get to go. Oh goodness.
Somebody's got to plant grass patches around.
All right.
Oh gosh. We're gonna end this thing. I've had too much fun. My dang head's hurting. Oh man. Thank y'all. Love you guys, man. We'll do it again, I promise. Thank y'all for coming on. We'll be back next Thursday live. I promise you guys. Good Lord willing. Everybody be safe out there. Everybody in Florida, we're praying for you guys. Praying for you guys. Excuse me. We'll hope everything ends up okay. I know it's some rough weather going up through Georgia. Corey Newby, Mitch Blunt, Byron, all you guys in line of that path of that storm that's kind of on the edge or whatever. Please be careful. Keep an eye out. We'll see y'all next week. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.